What up, Dana gang? We got another video. This time it's there's a man in the woods. It's an old horror short film, but I never watched it. So let's check it out. I think it's good. It's really good. But let's check it out. First of all, let me close the freaking window. Okay, let's go. Let's start the video up right now. Dudes live in the motel. How's it like living in a motel, by the way?
There's a man in the woods. What a spectacle. Before the story started, this school was still respectable. My students used to skip down the hill to the honeysuckle, pluck a couple, and collect their nectar till they picked their fill. Except one obnoxious kid. Before the story started, this school was still respectable. My students used to...
He's a freaking teacher. Like, you saw the jacket and everything, or you would have never guessed that he was
to skip down the hill to the honeysuckle, pluck a couple, and collect their nectar till they picked their fill. Except one obnoxious kid, Sid, who just watched them eat the flowers while he seethed and scowled because he couldn't bear to share his sweet treats throughout our recess hour. I remember Sid saying, "There's a man in the woods."
You're not doing anything?
That's how the rumors began. Of course, Sid had spotted him first. The poor kids. He got him immersed in his spiel about a serial killer whose gun barrel glint hints at peril. A visit to the nurse, or worse, a hearse, waiting just beyond the dale.
Okay.
The children saw him everywhere.
Okay. So, Sid, by the way, because... Okay, wait.
That's how the rumors began.
So... Okay.
Of course, Sid
I gotta
had
go back. Was he lying or was he...
My students used to skip down the hill to the honeysuckle, pluck a couple, and
You're
collect their
pluck some
nectar till they
flowers.
picked their fill.
Some of them.
Except one obnoxious kid, Sid, who just watched them eat the flowers while he seethed and scowled because he couldn't bear to share his sweet treats throughout our recess hour.
Okay.
I remember Sid saying, "There's a man in the woods." That's how the rumors began. Of course, Sid had spotted him first. The poor kids. He got him immersed in his spiel about a serial killer whose gun barrel glint hints at peril. A visit to the nurse, or worse, a hearse, waiting just beyond the dale. The children saw him everywhere. "Look, over there. That man had Batman ears. We swear. And crazy yellow eyes. We saw something rusty. His shotgun? It must be. I saw a lady's severed thigh." Trust me. Every word I heard was absurd. Yet each day, Sid would stray down way past the playground. Who else was brave enough to save us from the killer's next plot? The rest of the lot would stop back at the blacktop, sure that any closer they were bound to be found deep in the woods, left to rot. I pleaded for the kids to think and learn to be mature, but after a few more rumors doomed my attempts to prove the school was secure, their fear was undeterred, and when the buses drove them all home, the parents finally heard. Everything just blew up. I received a wall of emails and calls full of shrieks, wails, and...
Imagine being a teacher, right? And you're getting all these messages like... You're not one of those weird teachers. You're just working there. And you get all these messages from the kids' parents, like, yeah, how you feel about
all
that?
From terrified families who'd heard word of the murderer and didn't like my lack of action at all. What was I supposed to do? Comb the whole forest? Yeah, right. Would you? That means I didn't care? That's not fair. The stories that worried you weren't true. Of course I would feel regret had there been a real threat and I ignored it, and some poor kid got kidnapped while the kids were napping. But you couldn't admit that your good little kid would formulate a fib, so you ignored what I said. Your little angels could never cook up such incredible creations. An overactive imagination maybe, but my kid could never lie. How dare I? Accuse a child of being dishonest? Just monstrous. The parents were displeased, and when the PTA took action, they dismissed me from the classroom. Like they knew what was best for their kids. know how difficult it is to get a job when a bitter mom slanders your rep with child neglect from the outset?
Oh, don't tell me he
Control
killed
your
Sid.
classes. Single file lines. Single file lines. Little file swine. A killer by the pines. Really? Are you blind? Will you find your spines? Sid, a child decides to fill our minds with lies, and the next thing you see is people treating me like I'm committing crime. I was in my prime. Those kids.
Dude is rapping though.
Do you see what you did? But I can play along.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
can
do
be good.
something.
Do you hear that, Sid?
Yep.
There's a man in the woods.
Yeah, he killed that fucking kid. Yeah, that kid is evil. Like, let's be honest. A kid like that, he was gonna grow up to be some evil. Yeah, it was fucked up. Honestly, the kid could have been taught to not do bullshit like that. But dude was like, he gotta go out. He was on cocaine and everything. Alright, if y'all enjoyed the video, leave a like. What? Another movie trailer? It looks trash. 200k views. Leave a like and subscribe to join the Zion gang.